energy that's going on. All right, so we're going to start out with, believe it or not, your first card out was the Lovers card, or let's say cup. Sorry, not Lovers, Two Cups. So we are talking about Two Cups energy is really in around that area of making decisions in your life at this time. I feel like you're really, because of the Hermit energy, in a more of a withdrawn space. Certainly, it does indicate that there is something here around possibly the heart energy that where there's been a little bit of disappointment. But again, the fact is the surrounding card around it here is just trying to balance it out with some wisdom, some healing, some wholeness. You're trying to find that balance between things, I feel right now, because your next card out, of course, is the Star. So overall, what I feel is you're kind of in a place of healing, and there is wholeness that's present here. So I feel like there's a very important friendship or connection or relationship or something here that's at hand that you're really doing a lot of introspection around. And it does feel like this is a situation that has been heartbreaking for you on some level. But there is still something that kind of speaks to there's a validation or there's a positive around it here as well. So it doesn't feel like there's any particular block at hand. It just that you can't overcome, because I feel like you're in that space of really trying to figure it out here again, because you have the card of the major cards out are all here. Like, I mean, the ones that I see here are the things that you're working through, like I say, is the heartbreak. But the Star card is a major arcana, and we also have the Chariot. So you're going forward, and I feel like you're making a decision of some sort. And I do feel like right now you're feeling a little bit more alone, and there's a certain sense of independence around your thinking. But like I said, I feel like a lot of that is you're trying to fall back on some inner wisdom to help you to sort of make a decision, because the Hermit is that period or that time, that card of inner reflection. So I feel like you're kind of dealing with your higher mind at this time, and you're trying to find a way. Right now you're in isolation, but I feel like you're trying to find a way to grasp some inner guidance to kind of, help lead you through this period of healing. And I feel like it's not just healing on a love front. If you are in any kind of physicality issue or have a physicality that is, in question, I feel like you're in a period of healing from that as well. So I feel like you are going through a period of self-examination, like I said, basically in a nutshell. And it feels like you're kind of breaking away from a connection right now, just to be able to sort of deal with that healing and sort of figure out what's the next step, what's the next thing that you need. So again, it does indicate that there is a period of self-discovery, inner wisdom, things you're having to rely on. And you're pulling away from kind of the day-to-day things here, and you're really focusing on your needs and your personal development. So there's also that aspect, and there's also elements around kind of dealing with the trials and tribulations around like spiritual lessons and what's kind of the things that are coming in, because there is illumination, there is information that you are tapping into, but there's something here around healing the emotional connections and sort of trying to find some harmony in the relationships that are important to you at this time. The fact is that there is some money here, and it does feel like there's also some heartbreak or conflict in around someone who represents as a King of Pentacles. So there's someone here that does have money, does know what to do with money, or will at some point here, because this is where there's a bit of period of trying to figure out maybe what to do with the money here as well. But either way, there's someone influencing here that has a considerable amount of money, and there's some heartbreak around that. Because like I say, I mean, there's maybe there's a feeling of someone's too self-interested in some area here, but I just feel like there's the healing is going to help you to figure out a better situation, or to find, a way to resolve that. Like I say, King of Pentacles is feeling like you're pretty content in terms of your finances. So I don't feel like there's any issues around that tell me you're in any financial worry. Because like I said, the King of Pentacles is somebody who's basically on top of things, or has a good sense of building finance and building up influence and finding mastery in certain areas of their life. So could be dealing with somebody who is, 40 or onward, that kind of thing, but it could also be exploring counsel from someone who is in that same position. But either way, could be dealing with Taurus, but it seems to be a lot of focus as well on both on relationships as well as money. So I feel like there is a certain sense of not being happy with a situation around finances, but I still feel like you're pretty content, in terms of that. So there's just something here around a bit of heartbreak, though, for sure, around a connection that's significant to you. The fact that we're dealing with the star here, but you are going to deal with, getting some kind of, like I say, when we're dealing with the star card, that's a significant card out here, and it is a healing card. So it feels like you're in that space of really trying to, Cancer is also represented here as well, because we do have the Chariot. But the card that came out with the star is, healing the self is what I see there with the star and that Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like there's kind of a battle as well, within the self to sort of find some balance. And I feel like that's, where your goals are a part of this here as well, because you're trying to find something that you can accomplish. You've got a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, a lot of ambition, to get to the other side here. But it's almost like you have to find the right blend of everything, physically, emotionally, and with your ambitions, to really feel like you've accomplished something. So again, the star is putting you on the path of trying to balance it all out. You're tapping into the wisdom of the hermit, and again, it's kind of a soul journey. Like it's not something that I feel like you're really getting a lot of support in at this period, but I still feel like the star is kind of the revelation. Could be an Aquarius that's also present here, but it's almost like you just need some quiet time to be able to govern those waters, right? And find some compassion as well, and find a place of rest and peace in this period. So you're trying to find a way to balance your emotional nature here as well as those practical matters. So a lot of things going on that are more introspective for you at this period. And again, there's just inner strength and spiritual guidance that you kind of have to tap into and able to get there. So that's where I'm going to leave it. That is what I have for you. There was another book I was reading that was given to me that was quite interesting, Habit Changers, and it's about how to sort of mindfully realize your goals and that kind of thing. But a lot of it actually talks about taking care of yourself as sort of your number one job. But the other part of it is focusing on balance. I think, especially from what I see here, focusing on balance is really key to understanding what success means to you. I think when it's an individual sort of feeling, it's not as satisfactory as if, you actually have the right things around you, meaning, how do I say, what you put in is what you'll get out. So if you're putting in the right ingredients to a pie, you're going to get the right ingredients back. So it's almost taking into account things on a larger scale, larger picture, to really figure out how to find the balance. So it's not all what you want. It's really, what is it that the situation needs? What is it that you need? How do you sort of navigate the two roads to make it a successful situation? So I'm going to leave it at that. But keep moving forward and never give up.